And welcome back for another episode of Chaotic Good Radio. I'm one of your hosts, Kate.
And I'm your co-host, Nate, and today we're talking the Backrooms.
Have you ever felt creeped out by your grandmother's wilting yellow wallpaper and shag carpet? There might be a reason why. Let's dive into the Backrooms. Dun
Bum,
dun
bum, bum,
dun.
bum. So, Kate, as someone who loves lore and plays video games for the lore in the game, not the actual gameplay, more than not, I have dove pretty deep into this for years. How familiar are you with the Backrooms?
Uh, very vaguely. I used to actually read creepypastas probably about a decade ago, in the subreddit, but I never really got into the back rooms until I started to hear about, the YouTube. The kid who was making videos on YouTube. And then
Okay,
I had heard about it. I never actually sought it out.
got
So
it.
I know the bare bones
The bare
of it
bone.
came from creepypastas. It's supposed to be horrifying and spooky, but that's about it.
Gotcha. Well, then let's just talk about what is the Backrooms? So basically, it's millions of square miles of empty space, of empty rooms. Sometimes offices, corridors, sometimes abandoned mall or parking garage, type of a situation, or dry pools.
Dry pools,
Yeah,
like for
dry pools.
skateboarding.
Exactly, but way creepier. But it's like empty spaces that exist outside of the reality as we know it in a separate dimension. Kind of like an empty space or an unused level in a video game.
Okay, so like if my character was trying to veer off of the map, that would be kind of a liminal space.
Right, like all of a sudden you glitch through a wall and you're in this big area that essentially is empty. You've glitched into the game's backrooms. So the backrooms is like
That's
that,
cool.
but in reality.
Okay.
It
Are
is
are
a
they real?
ooh, maybe.
Like the Tootsie Pop.
Exactly. It is listed as an ARG. For those that don't know, that's an alternate reality horror game. Reality, yes. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, and it does use the creepy part of it. Is because they use a concept called liminal spaces,
Okay.
which refers to like familiar areas, but they're like abandoned and kind of run down, but they're public. So
Okay.
that weird creepy feeling that you get from being in like a dying mall.
Yeah.
You walk through like, oh, I used to work here, and that office building's just closed and kind of dilapidated. There's people all around, but
Yeah.
this one spot's just like untouched and dead. So it,
I
it
feel I feel like Jujutsu Kaisen touches on it just a little bit.
domain expansion.
Well, like even before it gets to explaining what domain expansion is, they frequently go out and find
Like the
curses in abandoned buildings.
Mhm. Yep. So, yeah, that weird creepy feeling, that's what, it does rely heavily on it, but, I mean, rightly, like, that's a big reason why it's so creepy in the first place.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
how many horror movies do we know of where it's kids walking into an abandoned place that they really shouldn't be?
right? An
And
old
then,
dilapidated house that's haunted, asylums, hospitals.
oh man. Yeah, I mean, ghost hunters.
Yep, yep. Abandoned hotels, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Um
So,
There's one
yeah.
other thing that we do need to touch on about the Backrooms is it contains an entity, sometimes referred to as the entity or the life form. And all that's known is that it's suspected of killing and feeding off of people.
Do we know, like,
Suspected of.
what it looks like? What it sounds like? Anything?
Yes, we
Okay.
do. We do. So the life form, So it can sometimes appear to be humanoid. It can sometimes look like a dark black fluid almost, kind of like a shadow that crawls on the walls and the ceiling.
A giant slime monster.
Not slime.
Not slime,
That's
just a
why I said
shadow.
but it's not a shadow. It's suspected to it can also look humanoid.
Okay.
It can look like that fluidous whatever. It can and you ask what it sounds like, it can mimic human voice, the human language, the sound, the everything. Um,
Yeah.
but it is
Okay.
unknown if it knows what it is saying or the meaning of anything, just that we know that it can mimic human voices.
Interesting. I feel like there's a Native American lore that's like some sort of monster-esque creature that mimics the sound of like a toddler or an infant crying, and
Oh,
then that's how they lure people in to trap it and then,
kind of like a
kill them.
skinwalker yelling for help.
Maybe that is what I'm thinking of as a skinwalker or a
Okay.
wendigo. I don't know.
Yeah, basically. In fact, the one video that was recorded with one, it can be heard yelling for help.
Lovely.
Yep,
Love that.
yep.
Okay.
It is very hostile towards humans. Um, it attacks on sight. And nobody's caught video of it actually harming anybody because any video that has been taken that has been brought back out of the back rooms is, the person taking the video is running. They're running, they're scrambling for their life, and they just barely get out.
Right. Don't have time to film behind you. You gotta get GTFO.
Exactly, exactly. It's either film this or die. I'm film this and die or run. I'm running.
Choose life.
Exactly. But because of this behavior, they do suspect that it hunts people as a food source.
Hmm.
And because of what the images look like, they think it could be some mutated version of a mold or bacteria.
That makes me think of The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Oh, creepy.
Mhm.
And like when you combine it with that yellow wallpaper and the carpet and everything,
Mhm.
and you think about molds being down there, just I feel
Yep.
like claustrophobic even thinking about it.
Yep. But this is supposedly the only life form. There's only they don't know if there's one or many, but there's only ever been one ever seen at a time.
We are many.
Right, or is it yeah, it could maybe be, like, if it's a mutated, like, mold, for example, then it could be like all the different mold organisms working together, so, like, millions of little organisms working together as a singular
Yeah.
symbiotic unit too, so then if it loses a leg, well, it's not really a leg, it's just a
It's just
bunch
gonna
of
grow back.
exactly. It's just a bunch of tiny little microscopic mold spores all clinging together. So it'll just
Oh,
grow back more
man.
mold spores.
Ew.
I know.
So
No.
yeah, just ew. Just ew.
It's
Um,
unknown where it came from. Like, they don't know if it existed, like, for as long as the Backrooms has. They don't know if it entered in from a different dimension like humans have. Or maybe it's even mutated from mold or bacteria that was brought in or introduced by human beings that have died there.
but see, that brings me back to The Last of Us is like
Mhm.
that specific kind of fungi feeds off of corpses.
Right, but did it mutate from the corpses or was it introduced from somewhere else?
The world may never know.
Exactly. We're right back to the Tootsie
So
Pop.
so like we had kind of touched on how this came from a subreddit called Creepypastas, but I feel like for who listen and might not know what is a creepypasta.
So creepypasta is, um kinda like a piece of what do you call it? Like, kinda like a cryptid or like a urban myth, urban
Okay.
legend that a collective of people, all across, everywhere on the internet all get together to help build in one single forum. So it's layers of thousands of people's stories and opinions all on this one thing, on the singular thing. So like
Okay.
they build this story of this um, really well creepy thing that
Mhm.
exists, whether it's an entity or a place or like this, like another dimension entirely filled potentially with other creatures. But it's one premise that everybody kind of gets together on the subreddit creepypasta, which for those the name is based off the flying spaghetti monster. Uh, the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster is a thing, and yes, if you have that you are a member, you can actually take a driver's license photo with a colander on your head. Legally, you are allowed to do that.
I love that so much.
Yeah, so if those of you really wanna get weird, I mean, here's a way that you can do it, and the government must accept. One of us, one of us. But this particular one actually started on 4chan, as just a singular meme, back in 2019.
Okay.
Um,
Just one meme inspired all of this.
well, we can go back even farther. The original picture that it was based off of was taken in 2002, during renovations of a furniture store in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I believe currently that same building does exist, but now it is a hobby town.
I wonder how many people they get going in there being like, "Can we see your basement?"
Well, that's the thing is that was the showroom. That was the front showroom was decorated like that before they renovated.
With all the fluorescence and the
On the
yellow and
yellow
the
and the yep.
oh.
That's how the furniture store was actually set up. That was the showroom. So none of that is
Mm,
there anymore. That's all been completely renovated, but
it's just a hobby store.
yep, now it's a hobby store.
Dang. See, I did know about the picture, and I had seen the picture. And when I heard that they were going to make Backrooms into a movie, that's when I was like, oh, what is this? And
Mm.
understanding that it came from Creepypasta, I was like, this is going to be good.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is going to be such a good movie. And I'm so, so glad that A24 was like,
They picked it
you
up.
know,
Yeah.
chronically online enough to find this.
Well, actually, it wasn't hard to find, at a certain point because in 2022, Kane Parsons, a big YouTuber, actually published the first, Backrooms video on his channel, and that really
Right.
blew up, and he turned it into a whole series. And that's who's actually in charge of doing this. It's, A24 is collabing with Parsons to make this movie. Be
Hmm.
and that's pretty awesome. I know, other channels have covered what Parsons, um, YouTube did, like, a lot of bigger names have covered that. So I think we're more covering the rest.
Okay. Yeah.
But, yeah, that was a huge thing, and honestly, I think it's a big win for YouTubers in general, for small creators in general to get, such a big offer, and it blowing up like this. It just shows that collaboration can work to create something amazing.
Yeah. I love how media is shared through all of these different avenues. And see, I had thought that The Backrooms was his first YouTube video that he ever made.
Oh,
Because
no,
he
he
was
had done
like,
a bunch of stuff before then.
oh, okay. So I guess I heard wrong. Um,
It was all
s-
tiny things, like, it wasn't anything like a consistent, like, story thing or anything, it was all small stuff, but he had been on YouTube prior to that,
okay.
just nothing
Um,
big. But I mean, how many people they do stuff for years before one thing, boom, and,
mhm.
and then nobody knew about you before then, so none of that really seems relevant.
Right. You didn't exist before you go viral.
Exactly,
Yeah, I
exactly.
get it. So he had talked about like liminal spaces and how
Mhm.
anybody can get in there, but like how do you find these places? How do you like
So that's a
is
good question. There's a few
big
different
old
ways,
door with the
right?
do not enter sign.
Well, I mean, there is a door, and we will get into that one when we cover who async is.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh.
But the first, like in the YouTube, for example, thing that they covered in how people were accessing it, like general public was accessing it was no clipping,
What's
which
that?
is so that's when there is a very very thin veil on the fabric of reality in certain areas that let you accidentally walk through solid objects, like you would in a video game glitch through a wall or a floor into the what was supposed to be unseen.
Mm.
So you
That
could
makes
be
me
walking and
ugh.
just randomly like lean up against a wall and poof, you fall through into a different dimension.
Yeah, so a little bit like Narnia. But
A little bit, but completely more accidental. Like you didn't open a door to walk through somewhere. It just
right.
you just
Just found
you just fell into something. Like you were standing on the ground reading a text on your phone, and all of a sudden you fall and you're in the back room.
or leaning on a soft spot on a wall.
Just yeah, you clipped through, you glitched through a solid object, and poof, you're in the back rooms.
No.
Right? Or you can try and do there is the doing it on purpose methods. Um,
Okay.
you can locate anomalies, like a space that you can walk through into a different dimension, but you're not supposed to be able to. Like it's an accidental tear. And these
Mm,
are found in abandoned places.
okay.
So like a dead mall, an old factory that's been closed and abandoned, for 1 or 2 decades. But the place is gonna feel off.
Mhm.
Like not just the abandoned place, but there's gonna be a spot in the abandoned place that feels really off, like a wall that's darker than everything else, or like a doorway that just seems to go on forever and ever and ever. Um, or if
Okay.
you walk through some place that has a lot of like static noise, like you turn your radio to a station that doesn't really exist, so all you hear is that weird static crinkle noise. Like you'll hear
Mhm.
that buzzing in the air.
Mm,
So you find spots like that, and that's how you purposefully locate and walk the anomalies and walk into the back room. Um, or
okay.
or you can interact with an object that's glitching, like your table all of a sudden goes like a low poly look, like it's in a PlayStation 1 game or something. Like there's no curves, there are only square weird geometrical shapes, and it's like, what? Then you touch that, you can no clip into the back rooms.
Life is suddenly an 8-bit.
Exactly. You see something like that, if you don't want to go, don't touch. um
Oh, but it's a shiny object. I gotta.
right, like I'm a poke it.
I'm a poke it with a stick.
It's angry.
It's not my fault.
Right. Um,
Oh man.
Lucid dreaming is also another method. So
Mm.
people will lucid dream and then purposefully visualize the back rooms while they're lucid dreaming. Supposedly, it's theorized that you can do that to fall into the back rooms as well.
Yeah, because people totally want to purposely, astral project into one of the creepiest
Oh
places.
no, your actual body goes. Like you
Oh,
glitch out of reality and into the back.
oh, okay. Because like when you say lucid dreaming, all I'm thinking is like astral projection and whatnot.
Right, but no, you do that and, like, reality, like, spits you out into this different dimension.
Haktua.
Pretty much. So and I did mention that there was a company that they did want to, purposefully get in and out, right? So
Okay.
async. So
Okay.
so if you go through the lore, they are the first to actually access the back rooms. And they did this using a technology that they called low proximity magnetic distortion system, also referred to
Low
as the door or the
proximity.
threshold. But yeah, low proximity
Oh, so no
magnetic distortion system.
distortion system. So not an acronym, just the door. Got it.
Yeah, the door.
Okay.
So it's a giant room-sized machine that was designed to open interdimensional doors.
Okay. I'm assuming using electromagnetic fields.
Yeah, that's the fun thing is there's almost no lore on that I could find on how it works or what it is outside of it opens this, interdimensional door.
Interesting. Because I know in like other uh shows, movies or whatever, if you're trying to cross dimensions or whatever, there's a few different ways that you can go about doing it, like a wormhole or a black hole
Mhm,
or an electromagnetic field of some kind. So when it
mhm.
says low proximity, meaning that wall is pretty thin, and then magnetic distortion to me would be like, oh, they're just building a giant magnet to rip through the whole of reality to get through to this other dimension.
Ooh, that could be. That really could be. That'd be a big magnet if it's supposed to be the size that like the machine itself is the size of a giant room.
Mhm.
That's a big magnet.
Yeah. Well, computers used to be that big when they first started.
I mean, yeah, the University of Iowa had the first full-sized working one, and, that one was said to have taken up, um, like, one of the big research rooms.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they needed all that processing power and they needed all of those materials to
Right,
make it work
and it
to
ran
now
off
we've
of tape, basically, like cassette tape or VHS tape
really
kind of material. It wasn't yeah, it was very, very analog.
a lot. Oh, man. There's so many people nowadays that are saying that we need to go back to, like, the analog lifestyle, and I'm like, "I don't think you could cope."
Right?
I
Like,
don't
the amount of
think
patience it takes just to get through the previews on a VHS tape.
or having to put it in the rewinder and
Oh,
wait for
yeah.
that to go back, or with
Like
cassette
15
tapes,
minutes to
or
rewind just to get it to the beginning again. Or
or I was gonna say before, like, remote controls even
yeah,
existed, you
to
had
get
to
up
get up
there.
and turn the
Yep.
dial on the TV. I
I
don't think people today could cope with that.
no, I remember my parents joking that, they had kids so that they would have a remote for the TV.
Yeah. Oh, man. It makes me wonder, like, so, like, you're going into a different dimension with
Mhm,
this monster and liminal spaces and everything. I know that in certain creepypastas, and honestly in a lot of different horror media too, clocks are a device that is used to kind of enhance the fear factor. Um,
so okay. Yeah.
like with Inception, not that it's necessarily a horror movie, but with like a lot of other horror movies, they use a ticking sound to kind of get people's heart rates going and to make the moment scarier. And it makes me wonder, like in these alternate dimensions, the clocks are never the right time or they're like melting off the walls and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I wonder if that's a device that's specifically used by the creators of these creepypastas.
Possibly. I know on this one, you're not gonna really have any references of clocks or that sound, but you
Okay.
but there's a lot of references of, like, buzzing, from, like, from the light bulbs, the fluorescents of,
Yeah.
ones that are starting to go out and they make that really annoying buzzing noise. Like, the
Mhm.
whole Backrooms is filled with that buzzing.
That would drive me crazy.
Same. As someone that swears I can hear electricity, oh.
Well, see, this kinda ties into, at least in my brain anyway, some things that I've been seeing on social media lately about the GATE program and certain things that gifted and talented kids remember from like elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
And that buzzing is definitely one of those, or kids
Mm-hmm.
being able to, like, they swear they could hear the electricity in the walls moving, between the lights, between the, I don't know, the bell system. I always hated the
Oh,
bells.
that hurt my ears every time.
Yeah, yeah. And Miguel and I have talked about this a lot too. And he's like, "Do you remember like the weird like drinks that they had us try? They had everybody like line up in the gym and they had to like go take a certain kind of like mouthwash or something. And then if it tasted a certain way, you went to like the left. If it tasted a different way, you went to the right." And I was like, "That happened to you too?"
Or the trying strange foods and then wanting to get your opinions on them.
Yeah,
But they were like
yeah,
super ultra processed mystery things.
yeah. And I was like, "No, just give me the saltines, please."
Yeah. Oh, see, my class didn't have that option. It was, here's like 5 different things that we're not going to tell you what it is. Try them and tell us what you think of them. And you have
Mhm,
to eat them.
mhm. And then, like, with the flashcards and the weird, like, pictures and stuff that
Oh,
were
yeah,
on
that
them
was
that were in
weird.
black and white,
Yeah.
I was like, "What is the point of any of this?" Like, are we doing a Rorschach test?
For real though. Like, but I mean, yeah, a lot of that happened with me, like even before 3rd grade.
Yeah,
Like first,
yeah,
second, third kindergarten, like those were the years that it happened.
yep. That was the ages that they were trying to test the kids the most.
Ooh.
Although I don't
Yeah,
think they're still doing the GATE program anymore.
yeah, that's a good point. But did they even like inform parents that that was going on? Because whenever I would bring weird things like that up, it didn't feel like they knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, I don't think they did. It was just, like, a testing program that they said was, mandated by the state
What were they testing for? We should do a
to
whole episode on the gate program.
Oh, I don't know. They might be watching us.
I mean, we all know we've got a little CIA agent watching us through our cameras at this point, like all the time. Hi.
The question is where are they located? Like, what
Ooh.
country? Mm,
I'll have
something
to
to
do a
think about.
reverse IEP check to see who's monitoring me and where they're located. Honestly, not
Honestly, some
difficult. Really not difficult to do.
no, but sometimes you gotta give them a little show and dance just
Oh,
to
exactly.
entertain.
The dude that watches
Ah,
me is probably so bored because half the time, all he'll see me doing is like crafting or looking up different recipes to try because I'm trying to lose weight and like, oh, maybe this will be a healthy one or this will be a healthy one. They're probably like, this is the most boring person in America, I swear.
I don't know. I feel like there's probably somebody who just literally never leaves their couch and they're like, "Come on, can you give me a different assignment?"
Oh, geez, I couldn't do that. I can't. My girlfriend and I go on like 2 different 2-mile walks every day. We can't sit still. Neither of us can sit
Mm.
still.
But that's what the GATE program was testing for, was neurodivergence, I think.
It could easily be.
But now it's like everybody. Everybody's neurospicy in their own way.
Well, for real, neurospicy. That's the way to go.
Oh,
It's more
man.
fun.
All right. Let's take a quick break to have a word from our sponsor.
Hey, real quick, this episode is brought to you by Dubby Energy. If you're the type of person who pulls late nights watching anime, gaming, or deep diving into some wiki lores, Dubby is basically made for you. It's powdered energy, zero sugar, zero crash, zero jitters. Just clean focus in whatever flavors you're into. And trust me, the flavors are anything but boring. Think like Japanese yuzu, s'mores, and tropical punch. I mean, they've got wild ones. 1 scoop, some cold water, and you're locked in. Check them out at w.gg and use our offer code CGR26 to get a 10% discount. Okay, back to the show.
Take a look. It's
It's
in
in
a
a
book.
book, reading
Reading
Rainbow.
Rainbow.
And welcome back to the show.
We were just commenting on my Reading Rainbow shirt.
Right? Loved Reading Rainbow as a kid. Reading Rainbow, the Miss Frizzle, what was
Magic School
Magic School Bus,
Bus.
yes,
Yeah.
and when I was really little, Mr. Rogers. Those were the 3.
LeVar Burton,
Mhm.
Mr. Rogers,
Miss
and
Frizzle.
Steve from Blue's Clues.
Oh.
3 people that I know for a fact are not in those e-files.
Oh, for sure. Steve was such a wholesome guy, and then to see him come back again onto TikTok after so
Yeah.
long and be like, "Hey guys, let's check in. How's everyone doing?"
Yes. During
I
the
teared up a
pandemic
little.
too, it was like,
Mhm,
"Oh, thank you, Steve, we needed you."
mhm.
And then I saw that he's become like a music producer now and does a lot of it out of his house. And then Architectural Digest did an article on his house, and his house is phenomenal. Like,
Ooh.
oh my God.
I'll have to check out that article, that sounds fun.
Yeah. But yeah, so getting back into it.
Yes. So, we were just talking about async, I
Mhm.
believe. Um
Mhm.
And, yeah, we were just talking about them and how, they purposefully created a door to get into the back rooms. And they were using the door, the threshold.
Mhm.
So they made first contact, in the lore, they made first contact on October 17 of 1989.
It's a while ago.
Yeah, so that's when they first opened this dimensional door, the very first time. Um,
Okay.
that date is very important
Oh,
because they along with where they're located. So, the
okay.
business itself is in San Jose, California.
Okay.
So anybody who knows history of natural disasters will tell you on October 17, 1989, in the San Jose area, there was a massive earthquake.
Really?
Really?
Oh,
So the theory
interesting.
right, so the theory goes that when they fired this thing up, it created such a massive distortion in reality that it caused an earthquake, a huge, devastating earthquake.
Well, that's what you get for ripping holes in reality.
Right? But we can't entirely blame async on this. Uh,
No.
so they built this thing because they were contracted to explore other dimensions to solve housing issues and to solve storage issues. Who do you think hired async to solve housing and storage?
The daggum government.
The daggone government. You got it. They were contracted by the US government to do this, and it was titled Project KV-31.
Okay. Do we know what that means, or is it just a random?
It's just a random assigned,
Okay.
name, file name.
Okay.
Keep everything, like, really just super generic and meaningless for their filing systems. So that way nobody's gonna know what to look into if they're trying to be investigated.
Yeah.
It's just some innocuous file or
That
source.
makes that reminds me, and maybe I should write this down, but I kind of want to get into some other like cults and stuff that
Ooh,
are
yeah, there's a lot
somewhat
to cover on that.
associated with the government, but also sort of not. I'll have to look into it later. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that and like the Skull and Bone Society too.
Yeah. Ooh, and let us know in the comments what other secret societies or cults or creepypastas even you'd like us to do a deep dive in.
Yeah, I like looking into creepypastas too.
Yeah, so
So, async causes this earthquake.
yes, so it's theorized that async causes this earthquake to make first contact. Um, and it was 2 scientists that did this, and one of them was trying to shut it down because of the damage it was causing to the building when it was trying to fire. So they had an argument over this, but it finally opened before they could settle, their argument with each other, and, poof, it opens.
Yay. Door
right?
into an alternate reality. Woo.
Exactly, exactly. And they were actually led by the lead researcher named Ivan Beck. And this is
Okay.
one of the two lead researchers that were present when the door was opened. Interestingly enough, the company started as a biomedical company and was later repurposed after they got a hold of Ivan Beck's research.
What was he researching before? Just like, alternate dimensions?
Kind of, yeah, yeah, dimensional doors, but not in like the science or not in the science fiction sense, but more like in the I'm trying to go farther with what Einstein had discovered kind of stuff.
In quantum physics. Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
exactly, exactly. So after discovering Ivan Beck, he was kind of used to lead this research team to put this together, and then entering into the first time anyone made first contact and goes through this door, we see the lost footage come into play.
Okay.
So the lost footage is supposedly small clips, small video clips of the researchers inside of the back rooms.
Okay.
Okay, no questions yet. Okay, okay, okay. So,
What did they find?
well, we don't know everything because there's only a few clips that have been salvaged.
Okay.
So
What's in the clips?
most of it we don't have. Um, so like one of the first clips is just these researchers in kind of like hazmat type looking suits, and they go
Hmm.
into this the back rooms, and
Mhm.
it's the first thing they see is that first image, that first meme of
Okay.
the yellow peeling wallpaper, the moldy floors, the buzzing,
Mhm.
the flickering lights. We don't see much more than that initially, but we
Okay.
do eventually find a dead body that is molded, completely black, covered in black mold that's creeping up into the wallpapers. Um,
Ugh.
yeah, yeah, with a message, "Don't run," scrawled.
Don't run?
Right.
Don't run.
Don't run. Shortly after reading this, the researcher that saw it, encounters the life form.
Oh.
He books it, makes it out.
Yeah.
He books it, but it said, "Don't run," and which makes me think one of two things. One,
Okay.
the life form wrote, "Don't run," hoping that it would be easier to catch their prey.
Yeah.
Or two, the person that died scrawled that because it wasn't hunted unless it was moving.
Yeah. That does happen quite a bit in some video games and stuff too. It's like
If
if
you
you
hold
walk,
still,
yeah, it
safe.
can't see you, it can't catch you.
Exactly, exactly.
Oh. What do you think is more likely?
Whew, that's tough to say because this thing doesn't have eyes.
But does it have ears?
It's got because supposedly it can mimic human voice.
So if it hunts by sound,
So maybe it hears the footsteps. It doesn't see you,
yeah.
it hears the noise
And the faster you move your feet, the faster it's gonna go to catch you.
because the louder you are as you're running.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Interesting.
Or
Oh.
like I said, maybe it is intelligent just enough to understand human language, so it scrawled that, so when people are sitting there reading that, trying to figure out what's going on, he can drop down from the ceiling and get you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got real creeped out on that one.
Just, like, picturing this blob of a thing trying to take human form, dropping from the ceiling like a spider, just, weirded
It's
me out.
worse. It's
Oh,
worse.
oh?
It's worse. So, do you know the creepypasta, the siren, the giant siren guy?
Mm-mm.
So it's like like looks almost like a stick figure, but with like these emergency sirens coming instead of a head.
Okay.
It looks more like that, and like think like tendrils.
Okay. I think I've seen, like, the thumbnail of the Kane Parsons video, and it kinda showed the shadow figure of that.
Yeah, it's freaky.
Ugh,
It
like
yeah.
Slender Man kinda freaky.
Yeah, but, like, 0 face.
Right.
It looks like a giant, like, human-shaped bacteria,
Mm,
but,
an
like a
amoeba.
7-foot tall human-shaped bacteria, like, it's weird. Yeah, and that's what
Okay.
was chasing them. So, anyways, another part of the lost footage, we see these researchers trying to cross this room labeled the pit. It looks like if you would look down from a suspended ceiling and you would see like all the tiny, real thin little metal bars going across, and that's how you hold all of the tiles. It looked kind of like
Mhm.
so they're trying to cross,
Okay.
but for the floor. So they're trying to cross
Okay.
that. Somebody falls in. Later shows back up, but time seems to jump. Um,
Okay.
like he experiences time regularly, but also like he jumps way forward in time.
Hmm.
But the corpse that they found, they believe to be a researcher by the name of Nicholas Bolton that disappears later in the future by falling into the pit. But they
Oh.
discover his body before he falls.
Oh, so okay. Like quantum time leap type
Kind of like he
stuff.
falls through the pit, goes forward in time, or goes
Mhm.
way. He experiences a forward in time, but his
Mhm.
corpse is found like he fell backwards in time.
Yeah, like a loop.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't fully understand how that would work. How can you go both forward and backwards simultaneously?
Very quickly.
Right? Um, and, uh, and they did a bunch of testing on it, and presumably it has this same, like, mold type stuff that the life form is made from. So then was he killed by
Mm,
the life form, and that's how he was infected with this mold? Or was his corpse down there for so long that this naturally occurring mold mutated and became the life form? Because
yeah,
time is not a linear thing in the back rooms.
right.
Who knows?
So every victim ends up becoming the monster.
Maybe.
That's how it happens in a lot of different horror movies and stuff too.
It does, but this one doesn't seem to follow a typical anything.
Right.
It's I
It's
don't know, it
just vague enough just to
yeah,
be that terrifying. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. They're like, "We wanna give you a little bit of information, but, not enough that you can actually know what's going on, but just enough so that you think you can figure out what's going on."
So the Tism people can't find a pattern.
Right, because there isn't a real pattern.
Right. Right. There's no rhyme
Um,
or reason to it. It just happens.
exactly, exactly. Um but tell me, why was the government trying to pay this company to put housing in an alternate dimension?
Maybe they wanted to put certain groups of people that were asking too many questions or a specific group of people they didn't like in a place they didn't have to think about or care about.
Maybe. It's pretty weird. Um,
Yeah.
I'm just saying that on its own is a really fishy premise.
I'm wondering how, like, why they were doing, because, like you said, it was a biomedical research lab.
It was a biomedical company, like yeah, yeah.
Why suddenly change into studying alternate dimensions?
Yeah, that's another
Like,
good question.
unless they already found this
Something.
particular mold that's from this other dimension. They're like, "Well, we found it already, we just need to find more of it." So that's when they bring in the guy who's a professional in that field and
Sure, Ivan
studies
Beck.
that. Yeah.
Yep, that's when they bring
That's
them.
the only way that I think that that would go. I mean, it's ambiguous
Maybe.
enough that it could be left up to interpretation. but
Like, but then how would they know that that mold exists in that dimension?
like, how did they know to wear hazmats when they were going in there?
Standard protocol.
Sometimes.
I'm just saying, I'm not going into some alternate anything without, like, some kind of insulated breathing apparatus just in case the air is poisonous, like, I just seems like a smart idea.
That's fair. Do you think that maybe, and this is kind of stepping outside of it a little bit, do you think that maybe the Duffer Brothers had been on Creepypasta and read about the backrooms and stuff, and that's how they came up with the upside down? And that's like the poisonous air is how I kind of got to that point because I was like, well,
Okay.
it changes the people who breathe in the ash and
Yeah,
stuff that's floating around.
it does, but, they later discover the air is not, unsafe. They don't have to have their breathing apparatuses on, they don't have to have the hazmats. They find this out later, through trips through into the back rooms.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah,
never know.
yeah, but you never know. Um, well, here is a thought, maybe they wanted to test some of their biomedical research in an area that they would not necessarily be spied on or be held to any kind of accountability because it existed outside of any governmental, um, anything, zero
In a
over.
bubble.
Yeah, they'd be able to do it in an area that was zero oversight, zero regulations, just whatever they wanted to do.
Zero ethics. No
Mhm.
ethical oversight in a bubble. That could possibly be.
But then they discover something with an already hostile entity there.
Mhm. And I feel like that's a story that's told time and time again of, like, humans going in places that humans should not be,
Mhm,
getting their asses whooped by whatever is natural to that dimension or
mhm.
planet or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've even had that in lore for hundreds and hundreds of years. Look at fairies. Look at the fae.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, man. I'm excited to see the movie now, and I think I might have to go through the YouTube videos and stuff now.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some fantastic, footage in there of people accidentally no clipping in or people finding abandoned areas and accidentally getting into the back rooms and footage of what that looked like as well. That's not considered
Mhm.
the lost footage. Lost footage is just the async research.
Okay.
Like in later videos, you do see that they build a bridge across the pit and continue to explore. They put in like this massive like beacon type thing. So if anybody gets lost in there, they can get to the beacon and get out and like they
Mm.
put in all of these safety precautions to try and explore and really check things out. But there isn't any like long form footage
Mhm.
of what actually happened, what they were discovering, only just short clips here and there.
Makes me wonder how they're gonna put it all together for a feature film.
Well, that's part of where the YouTube series comes into play because not all of the YouTube series is the lost footage. Some of it
Right.
is like vloggers or explorers or whatever. But it also goes beyond YouTube. And he also had a TikTok that had separate footage that wasn't always on YouTube. And like different platforms had different things, so there is definitely enough lore, enough story and characters to easily turn this into a full movie. I really hope that they explore who Async is and they
Mm.
go through visually what it looked like to open the door and not just explore in little clips, but show eventually what the life form is and potentially where it came from.
Yeah, that would be really interesting to see.
Mhm. I know I'm
And
planning on seeing it when it comes out.
yeah, and we're actually planning on doing a movie review after we both go see it. So you guys should definitely tune into that.
Yeah,
And
that is a good way to announce it. We are gonna launch our, review, playlist. We'll start
mhm,
I believe we're starting with the Backrooms, correct? So, make sure you stay subscribed so that you don't miss a thing.
yeah. And let us know if you have any hot takes or questions or thoughts on the backrooms.
Absolutely, would love to hear from you guys and anything else that you'd wanna see us cover.
Yeah, let us know. All right. We'll see ya.
Bye.
Bye.